Hello everybody, welcome back to another cooking video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make granola bars. This is a very healthy recipe for granola bars, and you don't even have to bake them if you want to. You could freeze them or you could bake them. And I was looking at granola bars at the grocery store, and all of them had added sugars and oils, and we're not adding any sugars or oils here today. We're using whole ingredients, and it's going to be really healthy and give you a lot of energy. There's also going to be a lot of protein in them too. So let's show you how to make them. So here's the ingredients we're going to need. But first, you're going to need a blender for this recipe because we're going to be having to make date paste here. So we are going to need to use a blender. So to make the date paste, we need 2 cups of pitted dates, a half a cup of almond butter. That's what we're going to use to make the date paste. So for the dry ingredients, here we have 3 cups to 3.5 cups. I had about 3 cups here of oats. You could use rolled oats or quick oats, whatever oats you like. And here I have about 1.5 cups of chopped mixed nuts. I just got these at Costco. There's like a bunch of, I think there's almonds, cashews, and pecans and pistachios in there. And here we have a cup of unsweetened shredded coconut. And this is going to be really nice, give it a great texture. And here we have about 3/4 cup of raisins. And here we have about 1/3 cup of dried cranberries, and I just gave them a little chop so they won't be so big. Here we have 3/4 cup of pumpkin seeds, and I also gave them a little quick chop because they were a little bit large. And here we have 1/3 cup of sunflower seeds. Here we have about 1/4 cup of hemp seeds. Here we have just under 1/2 cup of flax and chia seeds mixed together. So if you don't have flax and chia seeds mixed together, these are also milled or ground. So it'll just be about 1/2 cup or 1/4 cup each, sorry. So, but this is 1/2 cup of flax and chia seeds, and they're also ground, so you absorb more nutrients. And this is totally optional here, but I have 1/4 cup of protein powder to get a little bit of extra protein. So here we're going to make the date paste. So 2 cups of dates. If mine are a little bit soft, but if they are hard, you can soak them in hot water for about 15 minutes, let them soften up a little bit. But into the blender, we're going to be adding 2 cups of pitted dates. And here we have 1/2 cup of almond butter. And if your blender is not powerful enough, you could use a little bit of water or almond milk even if you want to get it nice incorporated. And I'll show you the consistency that you're going to want here now in a second. So here's the consistency you're going to want on the date paste. It's really thick, almost like a really thick peanut butter. But this is the consistency you're going to want to need. And I did add a couple tablespoons of water just to help it when it was blending. So, but this is the date paste, and this is what you're going to want the texture that you're going to want to use. So here in a large bowl, we're going to mix the rest of our ingredients in. So here we have the oats, the mixed nuts, the shredded coconut, the raisins, the cranberries, our pumpkin seeds, our sunflower seeds, our hemp seeds, our ground chia and flax seeds, and our protein powder, which is optional. And then we're just going to give that a good mix. So here, as you can see, we have the dry ingredients all mixed in together. And now we're going to add in our date paste. Make sure you get all the date paste in there because this is what's going to help keep everything together and give it a really nice texture. So get all that in there, and then I'm going to show you how you make the bars. So now I just have a glass dish here. You could use a metal dish. I think this is about 13 inches. And we do have a lot of batter here, so we're going to be making lots of granola bars. And I just have a piece of parchment paper here that we're going to line this with. Now, make sure when you're cutting the parchment paper that it's bigger than the pan, because you want to fill the sides as well. So this is our batter here. I've just been mixing it for a good couple minutes, and you can see that it's not crumbly, but it holds its shape, and it's almost like a cookie dough almost. Like it's not too, you don't want too much moisture in it because you want it to crisp up just a tad in the oven. And we're just gonna get this into the pan here now. So something that you want to watch for when you're putting it in the pan is that you get it in the corners. So we're just going to add all this in here. And you're going to want to make sure you cover the corners. And if you made too much, that's okay. We can do another batch here. But you're going to want to make sure to get it right in the corners. Like, get it all the way to the corners and make sure that it covers the whole thing evenly. So here we have it in the pan, and what you're going to want to look for is you want to make sure that you get it into the corners. So if you have a spatula like this, a rubber spatula, you can just push it down and make sure it gets into the corners. And make sure that it's all flat. So like when it goes in the oven, make sure that it's all flattened down, and that if your parchment paper just buckled over like this, just make sure you push it back and make sure you get it all the way into the corners and make sure it's flat. So at this point, once you have it in the pan and ready to go, you could either put it in the oven or you could put it in the freezer. So if you don't want to use the oven or you want to have it raw, for say, you would just take this right here, this whole thing right here, and pop it in the freezer for about 1 hour. And then it'll be set. But what I'm going to do here is pop it in the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes. You're going to want to check it after 10 minutes, and when the top is a nice golden brown and it's a little bit crunchy, so like you could take a spoon and like tap it, and if you hear a little bit of a crunch, you're good. So I'm just going to be finishing smoothing this out here now. So I had a little bit of extra batter, so I actually made another smaller batch here, and I'm actually going to pop this one here in the freezer to see how good it is. So this one is going in the freezer, and this one is going into the oven. So as you can see here, we have it set at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're just going to pop that in for 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll be back to check and see if it's done. So this one, we're going to pop right into the freezer here now. So I've just taken both of these out here. This one is from the freezer, and this one was in the oven. Now what I'm probably going to do is cut it down lengthwise and then cut it into individual bars. So I'll be back once I get that done. So here we have the granola bars that we made in today's video, and they look really good, they smell really good. These were the ones that I made in the oven, and the ones are still in the freezer now. But I'm going to try one here and see what they taste like. So this is the granola bar here. Little piece of oat off there. But here's the granola bar, and I'm just going to try a little bit of here now. Tastes pretty good. I can taste the raisins. Nice. It's a little bit crunchy, but not too crunchy. Really nice. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys make these. As always, there will be a list of ingredients, a full written recipe in the description box below, so you can check that out. And this is also a really loose recipe, so you could add any dried berries. I don't recommend using fresh berries though, because it won't hold its shape very well. So that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.